Hello and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to gather a cadre of writers, thinkers, and teachers who are transforming the world, one character at a time. And it all starts with one thing, a deep understanding of human motivation, why people do what they do, and the forces that drive them. But I'm still on the Zettelkasten because you guys are still wanting to know more information. Well, today is a super fun one because this morning was super fun. This broadcast today is about what do you do when creativity comes in a flood? That's one of the things that just makes a Zettelkasten beyond belief delightful to work with. It just explodes your creativity. But sometimes it comes in an avalanche and you're wondering, you don't want to lose anything because it's precious, but everything's coming so fast and the ideas are mixed and you're on this topic and that topic and and that's sometimes what happens when creativity really goes on a burst, is it bounces all over the place. So I have a method for capturing that so it doesn't go to waste, so you don't lose it, because if you're dealing with ideas, 5 seconds max and they're gone. Yeah. Let's take a look at the down-facing camera and I'll show you how I deal with it. Okay. This morning was one of those delightful occasions when ideas were popping all over the place. You see, I was writing the Zettelkasten section of my July newsletter, which goes to the printers on Monday, so I'm putting the final finishing touches on that. And also, I woke up this morning to a wonderful collection of questions in comment form on my podcasts. So my ideas were just brimming full. So as I was busy writing out what I wanted to say, lo and behold, an idea occurred to me that just took me by storm. What if, instead of doing these scattered podcasts, what if I had a course that people could take and they would start out wherever they were in their Zettelkasten and they would end up with a completed, fully functioning Zettelkasten? Well, it's just a creative idea. So I sketched something down about it. Well, then after that, I got back to busy working on my Zettelkasten. But the ideas kept coming. So I wrote a few more ideas down and got back to work. And you see what I'm doing here is I don't want to lose any ideas, because ideas will evaporate in about 5 seconds time. So you've got to capture them when they're going. So if I'm busy preparing something where I know where I'm heading and a creative idea pops in, I just flip the page and I start writing. And whatever it is, I don't care how many times, oops, I ran out of paper. I didn't even bother putting this up. I just grabbed a blank page and I kept writing. And now this was another whole set of ideas that were coming to me at a flood about the course. Well, at about this point in time, ideas for how I could make this course be like a video game where everybody's path through the course was different. And the ideas were coming so fast that I just let them flow and grabbed them all. And then it came like, well, do I want to get a little more specific about it? This was just a brainstorming thing. And so I tried to get a little bit more specific and capture a few ideas. And suddenly I realized not only that I was really kind of in an ideal position because of some of my history, which I won't go into right here, right now, to be the one to teach that course. And then I just kept getting more and more and more ideas. Okay, they simmered down a little bit and I thought, okay, I'm back to my work. And you know that thing that I've been calling a tagline on the main card. Well, I'm going to start calling that the memory prompt phase. And the reason for that is I recently learned that Obsidian requires you to put a title on a card. And so there's a potential confusion between a title and the line that I want you to put on your main cards. So I put a whole thing about that. So you see, these ideas are just coming from every direction. And I'm not worrying about capturing them the way. Only thing I'm worrying at this point is that if I had a change in idea, I did the double line and I gave it a new letter. So I know, okay, this idea, then this idea. And other than that, I just literally kept them coming. And look, A, B, C, 3. I couldn't even get a page down before there were new ideas. Captured them all, continued capturing them all. By the time I was finished with the day, I had 15 pages of yellow paper filled with ideas. Finally the buffers were cleared, and now it was time to do another thing. Now you see, I have this little ribbon here. I don't know if you can see it. It clips to my yellow pad right there, and I always leave it at the next free page so that whenever I'm ready to go, I can just start writing and I can flip right to it. But it also lets me know where I am when I haven't done what I call logging a page. So let me go to where I started off today, page 46. Every one of my legal pad entries gets a letter designation, and then it gets identified as to what card in my system tracks what I was thinking. Well, obviously, when the ideas are coming super fast, I am not going to take the time to fill these things out. I'm just going to let the ideas come as long as the idea explosion happens. Then I come back. Okay, so I come back to this card. What is this card? This is my bib card for my newsletter number 3, which is the one I'm working on right now. And on my bib cards, I capture my writings. And in particular, where I left off today was right here, card number 2 at this point. And in my book, D25, that's where I'm at right now, or that one I finished up today. And I note where in the book I made my notes. Here I indicate what card my notes went onto. And then on my bib card, because I create bib cards for my products, I wrote down what I was thinking and what I captured in this note. Now, there's something else to share with you a little bit, because when creativity is coming, sometimes you can't just turn it off with at the faucet. So I made notes of what I was doing. See this purple text? That's thoughts that occurred to me while I was capturing what I captured in the brainstorming session. And it goes down in purple, so I know that that is stuff I thought while I was filling this card out, and not necessarily this. So then this next section was an interruption. I was no longer thinking about the idea of that newsletter. I had gone on to this crazy idea of a course that I'm got a working title, Zettelkasten Beyond Your Wildest Dreams, a program for constructing and using your personal Zettelkasten. And the idea that's kind of coming to me is that you'll come into the class, and instead of the class saying, oh, see, here's how you do it, here's how you do it, the way a podcast does, show and demonstrate, it would be something where the participants in the class would be creating their Zettelkasten. in the course. Anyway, just creative ideas here. So I capture those on the back side. Okay, so I'm still in this D25 46B. That's right where I'm at when I first started thinking about these crazy ideas. So I captured the ideas from this section, and then as I turned the page, I was still thinking about that Zettelkasten course. It just kind of invaded my mind. So I captured there, and likewise, see, I captured that, and now 47C. So now I'm off that topic. So for the balance of this sheet, I'm back here on my Zettelkasten card, my newsletter cards, and I'm capturing what I write that's going to go into my newsletter. And then all of a sudden now I ran out of space here. Done with this thing, and at the capture time, I came back and put the label on it, gave it its number, gave it its color of binder. I keep my legal pads in these so that they won't get messy when they're stored on the shelf. So I got assigned its color. All of that happened after the creative explosion had tamed down. So now I'm going to capture onto these cards all of the ideas, and I capture them in much more abbreviated form here onto these onto the bib card, so that I can, when I'm ready to deal with these ideas, because this is really shaping up into something that I'm just committed to do. So as the notes came down, I capture them onto these cards so that none of these ideas are going to get lost. And ideas when you're brainstorming, some of them are going to be junk, some of them are going to be wonderful. But if you've got them succinctly captured, you can get back to them very quickly and sort through the ones that are really worth expanding. So I was so enamored with this idea of the course that as the day rolled on, I realized that I have to make this thing a reality. So I went so far as to make a sign-up sheet on my website, KathleenSpracklin.com/ZK for Zettelkasten -dreams. This is also going to be in the notes. And if you think you'd like to take a course like that, or even if you just want to be in the loop and know how things are going, you can put your first name and your email in, and every Thursday I will send you an email letting you know how this course is coming together. And not only that, you can have input into what you'd like to see in the course as well, because I'll be listening. It's not just going to be speaking, I'll be listening. Now, as excited as I am about this course and as carried away as I got with it, that's not the point of this podcast. The course will take care of itself. It'll be developed over the coming months, and then it will exist. The point that I'm trying to make with the podcast is that when you have a living, breathing, functioning Zettelkasten, it can really bring out creativity in you. And then when that happens, and when it comes in a burst, you need a way to capture that creativity so that all of those precious ideas will not get lost and that they won't get squashed. Because the first danger is that they'll vanish. So you got to capture them fast, 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 fast. You've got to be able to flit from one to the next as they come flying through. And then after, when it settles down, then you need to have a mechanism to come back around and harvest them. And that is the point. Now this is a bib, in my world, this is a bib card. And a set of bib cards for anything I output goes onto a bib card. The same kind of a thing can work when you're dealing with a book. Maybe you're reading a new source or watching a video that's giving you a flood of ideas. Yes, there's great sources there, but it's just engendering an enormous flood of ideas. Well, then you're going to want to grab your yellow legal pad instead of your bib card. Yes, you'll have a bib card for that source, that video that was so stimulating, that book that was so stimulating. Yes, you want your bib card. But when your ideas are blossoming as fast as you're seeing ideas, you need space to write. So grab this and just put it all down there. Treat this like a jumbo oversized bib card. And then when you're done with your session and it's all settled down, now you go back to the quote, quote, real bib card and you capture where in your yellow pad, what number, what page, what section your notes were in, and you summarize them. It's not that you don't use your bib card, it's that the bib card isn't the be-all and end-all, because when thoughts are really powerful, you need space. And that's the message. Thanks. Bye-bye.